ready? We are going to tell you stories from our lives.
God designed Congo. We go a river, it starts in Congo and finish in Congo. It never go to any country. It starting in Congo and finish in Congo. This is a gift. Is natural. Is like a motorway, natural motorway.
God designed the Congo. You see, look around you. This is paradise. We have a river that belongs only to us. We have the forest. We have such fruits. So delicious, it's worth losing your soul.
Food is open to anybody. When you pass by, oh, by the way, we eating here, guy, why are you just bypassing? And I will join, I will eat. My son is your son. Children were raised up in a situation whereby they were taught to respect any adult. Any mature person is your parent. That's why this idea of saying, this is my uncle. So the whole village, they are my uncles.
To live in Africa, you don't live by yourself. You can't stay a week without seeing auntie, uncle, nephew. People will pass every day to say hello.
Politically, we don't need to forget the guy who fight for Congo as well. His name is Patrice Lumumba. Lumumba fights in a way. For him, he wants the independence that he was asking. It was because you can see in Africa they go independence, but they don't have economic independence because West still control the economy. But him, he wants to have all of that, which means independence, economy, and the politics. But CIA decided to kill him because they knew that with him, they are not going to get any profit. So they just used Mobutu because Mobutu was his secretary. They used Mobutu to assassinate him.
We had our independence. The sun had rose on our new day. Elikia ezali, Elikia ezali, akombazana bomoye. But you can't stay young forever. Politics makes a country grow old.
When Lumumba was fleeing, he fled Kinshasa at the time that they kind of were looking for him. And he fled, he was heading towards Kisangani where his base was. And that it was at that time that he passed through my dad's uncle's house. They kind of had this encounter. So it was quite sad that, after he fled from that point, then he was arrested, before kind of crossing the river. And from the tale that we were told that, he kind of delayed crossing because of his wife. You see, it was quite sad. And we got sort of attached to it, and it's kind of sticks now in my memory in a sense that, every time when I sort of read anything about those incidents, it makes me very, very emotionally. It's a point where, I even cry about seeing, attaching all those past memories. He was a fighter.
And from there, when Mobutu, our second president, changed everything, even our Christian names, they were forbidden. We had to change even the attire. We had something typical African, or, that man brought a different revolution in our mentality, way of thinking. Mobutu was a journalist by profession. He was trained in Belgium. He was a good guy. He was educated. He speaking good French.
The guy was proud, very proud. He was proud in his skin, man. When you see him talking, you know that this is a leader. This is a man who talking. Even in front of some European presidents, you can see the body language like he was controlling them. You see, he was a proper leopard, because he was wearing a skin leopard in his head.
When he came into power, he was not a bad man. He was a young man. He was geared to really change the country and bring in new ideas, new philosophy, new ways of approaching things. Because, we were coming from colonialism, and Mobutu came in power in '65. That was his ambition, to see Congo as one country. But in the beginning, it started very well. But gradually, as he was growing popular, he wanted now to monopolize power and to be president for life.
Well, the government plays soldiers in the university. We cannot attend because what we've been doing, we are stopping all the public transport, collecting people, picking up people from the station, wherever, because we thought that we should have a free country, a free speech. But this movement will not come from the population. It came from us students because we knew what was going on. We at university, we are studying, we knew that what we've been taught at university is not what's happening in our country, in the government in place. So that's why we started to fight the government.
And it was mainly us, young boys, that were threatened because we were forced to go into the army. Yeah. Unfortunately, the boys, there was a time where they were taking young people to go and fight against those called at that time rebels, and you were trained to kill, which I could not be with the idea of killing people, no way. And the other people on the other side were people as young, children as young as 12 and 13. You're going to fight them, kill them. Because the rebels on the other side forcibly enrolled young people. It's happening up to now. Still enrolling children, even as young as 11, train them to use a gun and so on. Yeah.
It's your own story. You have to share it with people. People need to know what exactly is going on in our country, because it's not only me. Many people have gone through the same thing.
Because of that war, for instance, one of my sisters with no choice went for her life around Cabinda, Angola, and then at that time you had Savimbi's units, militaries operating in the bush and so on. And then she was abused by one of them, and unfortunately he had HIV. She managed to get to Libreville, but unfortunately after a few years, so she passed away. They needed young people to go and fight and so on, and then they knew where to find you, so if you don't want to do it, then you have to run for your life or flee or fight, and you have to do and fight. It's not like they are recruiting you, they're giving you a choice to do it or not. You must do it. Because when they don't get you, they know, the saying is there that they know where to catch your dad or your mom, and mom had died, so they knew where to find him. He was, my dad can't see, is really nearly blind, and so yeah, we had to kind of make sure we evacuate him first to a different location, and everybody scattered.
We escaped Congo because of the consequences of the war, or you don't know the future. Some are just being either killed, they can give you poison, they can throw you into the river. The only way out is to escape the country.
As if by magic you saw bodies floating by the river, your soul shiver. Turn back time, turn back time, turn back time. Oh, sister, if I could turn back time.
I didn't know even I'm coming here because when I just arrived and they just tell me, oh, this is Manchester airport, and I didn't even know Manchester is where Manchester. So they explained to me, no, you are in the UK, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, no problem. And they said, okay, you need to wait some 10 or 15 minutes because someone need to come to interview you because we need to find someone who speak Lingala and they're going to do an interview. So I wait, but thing was, they said 10 minutes, but it didn't take 10 minutes, it took about 3 days.
I'm so grateful that, you know, after being refused, well, I mean, the Home Office didn't believe in my story. When I first came, I was on the streets. I remember sleeping outside London, King Cross, freezing, really cold, not knowing where to go, not knowing anybody. It's been really horrible. Thanks God, finally, at some point after 6 years, I was granted exceptional leave to remain in the UK. And after a few years, I applied for British citizenship. And yeah, I'm not working with an organization called BOAZ Trust, BOAZ, working with destitute asylum seekers. When I was granted my papers, the first thing I went to Manchester, my uni, because I wanted to study, and my target was to give back to society.
So many of us moved to the UK. I came to Manchester. But we have built a new Congo here. We run our own businesses. We have our own shops. We help our young people. There is nothing that can stop us. Nothing can stop the Congolese spirit.
I feel really that Congolese should also come up and do what they are doing, and people out there should know that Congolese are not only here to sit down, but they are also doing something which can benefit not only the Congolese community, but the entire society.
Come by, come by, water, water. No. Bye before the night come, come. We have biscuits, we have whatever you want. Come by.
This one is a proper Congolese food. We call it cassava bread. We take the cassava and we cook and we eat this part like a bread. And we eat it with vegetable, meat, all kind of fish, whatever. It's like, I can say like rice, the way they eat rice with other things. That is the way we eat this cassava bread.
Yeah, cassava is like pondu, that's what we call it. So mainly we eat that. My children eat that. They all the food, they have to get used to my culture wherever they are, because I can't hide that to them. They know the food, they eat it, and they enjoy it.
Okay. This is cassava leaves. We call it sombe. Sombe is in Swahili, and in Lingala they call pondu. It's the most eating vegetable, I can say maybe in Central Africa.
The older that I get, the more I appreciate my Congolese heritage. Like definitely. When we were younger, when I was growing up in school in like the 90s, it wasn't cool to be African. I would really appreciate my mum just not compromising her culture you know, the fact that I know how to cook Congolese food, even though for me it's just normal because, you know, I just grew up that way. But for some people, like, you know, they don't know that. They don't know how to do that.
In my house, there is pondu every single day just because of them. They like pondu than anything else.
I would like to do it in Lingala because we are promoting Congolese culture here. Yeah. And tosalaka activité belé na place Oyo. Parmi l'activité tosalaka tozana groupe o tosalaka classe anglais na informatique pour na maman.
When I started meeting people, I didn't know how big the Congolese community is in Manchester, and I met quite different people which I didn't know before. So it's happening in different ways. Reading letters for people who cannot read English or unable to speak to understand basic things like appointment to the doctors, what time the appointment will be, which day, and all these kind of things. And people who were unable to read in English, now they can know basics about English, so which is really quite a step forward, because if someone cannot speak the language in a country, that's the big barrier.
We
have more than 250 languages or tribes, because languages in our area is in terms of tribe. So they brought in French as a language of administration and language which they also brought into education and which is standing as national language. The advantage of it is that it's bringing us together, linguistically speaking, under one umbrella. We can now communicate as Congolese using French, besides our national languages. And one of the things which they did was that out of these 200, etc. languages, they brought up, or they promoted 4 major languages, which are Kiswahili, Lingala, Chiluba, my mother tongue, and Kikongo, spoken by Congo people, Congo tribe.
This is a dress from my country. We call them bubu. We got lots of different make of the bubu. Some are dresses, some are top and trousers, or sometimes this is a top and liputa. Libaya liputa.
Different matondo kwa na yetu nzambika sakumuna yeno mindele mpelo tuvani kanga ede tufeti baka ede kwa yeno mindele kadi yetu twasika twambuta katula dia kaye yengolo ko katula dia kaye zimbongo ko yeno angre lutuvani kanga zi ede nsidi una mkumbwa Yesu Kristo, amen.
The story behind this one is just the power of Congo. Yeah, this one is showing that Congo is a powerful country. That's why I'm wearing the pattern of Congo. Leopard.
I'm missing my culture. And yeah, it's not always the best culture in the world, but things that since we were a child, things that I used to believe in. Seeing a cat at night would definitely means that a witch is around, stuff like that. And then I'm in the UK and I just find out that people just love pets, and one of them is a cat. So I was like, what's going on here? So reflecting back today, so it's a bit funny. So reflecting back and comparing to my new culture today, which is the British one, which I've embraced. Yeah, there's a lovely, funny souvenirs of what was happening there, and that family life that we don't have here, unfortunately. Yeah, the culture, that's what I did like in the Congo, the way of life, the daily way of life.
Standing like giants, they cannot break us. No one can crush us. Don't let them shake us. The Congo, the Congo.
There is no civil war. This civil war is made up to say that we want to make peace in that place. So when there is civil war, there is money laundering, there is exploitation of minerals, all these things happening. Because if there is peace, you won't be doing this thing. So when they're trying to say that we want peace in the east of Congo, they don't want peace. If they want peace, they'll make peace. If today they want to get Kabila out of the power, the way they did for Gaddafi, they will do it. But because there is interest, there's something saying, no, we want that boy to be there. We want that man to be there because we want something there. If they want him out of the power, if they want to stop the civil war in Congo, they'll do it. Can you imagine it's been 15 years of civil war in Congo, but all the neighboring countries are in peace? In Congo, 8 million of people killed in the genocide. And in east of Congo, it's only the Red Cross and Oxfam, and they're helping people. It's not even the government. 5 to 6 rebellions taking place in the east of Congo. And most of the places are controlled by the rebels. Where is the government? That's the main thing. Where is the government? Where are you putting your people? These people in danger. The most people rape in Congo, most women rape in Congo, in Eastern Congo. Rape is every day. They call it is a weapon of war. If you see Congo is a massive, massive country. Till today, nobody ever has tried to make peace in that place. Even Mobutu could make peace. No, it doesn't work like this. We have to have different political parties, different leaders with different opinions. So, but in Africa, it doesn't happen, especially in Congo, it doesn't happen like that. So that's why the Congolese diaspora became very strongly motivated to show people. You have to look what is happening in Congo. That's why we want to show, we're fighting for them because nobody can hear them. Media has been banned in Congo. So we're in front of the media in Europe. Let's discuss it. In the free country, in the free world, you want to invest in Congo, let's do it in the proper way. You want to exploit Congo, let's do it in the proper way, but not killing, not raping. It doesn't help. This is from God. We didn't ask for it. We didn't ask for coltan. We didn't ask for diamond. We didn't ask for gold. Because we are just native of that place, that's why we're facing this problem. If there were nothing there, there will be no war. Because we got coltan, that's why there is war. When I came here, I said that I feel my life, really, it was a surprise the way I've been taken care of. And I say myself, if outside of my homeland, I've been taken care of because I say I've been oppressed, I fear for my life. Why can't in my country they do the same thing? When I say we need this government out of the country, why can't they listen to us? They listen to me here, but why can't they listen to me in my homeland? Congolese, they're born to be musicians, they were born to be dancers. We made African to dance. Even Mandela, the President Mandela, has danced Congolese music. So it's just something really, really amazing because it's lovely. Congolese music is in the top. I'm proud of to be Congolese, really.
The former president introduced something called authenticity, which means authenticity, which, if I try to push it further down, means being proud of being African, being proud of being Congolese.
Congolese people love wearing good clothes. They love to be smart. Maybe we're born with that la noblesse. We're born with that noblesse because we go every. Congolese can have a 500 pounds. They spend 450 pounds for a good clothes. He doesn't care if he doesn't have the money just to dress up in designer clothes. The glasses, everything, designer clothes. Oh, unbelievable. And when they start dancing, forget it.
Un Congolais, c'est quelqu'un qui aime s'habiller. C'est inné, c'est dans le sang.
Any Congolese, they feel like
the way it should be Saper, but it's not all the Congolese are Saper. But Saper is like anybody who aspire to be like dandies, you know, like back in the days, like that's where everything started with, say, the French culture. So it was adopted by after the World War II. So people came back from Europe to Africa. They started dressing like in a fashionable way. So like kind of like people have to work hard, like Jesse said. So you need to earn real cash, you know, to spend on design stuff and get proper respect. You know.
But in Manchester, for me, it's the best when you walk in the town. You see something Africa people, you know the Congolese people. You know the Congolese people all for the clothes. But when you get in town, you walk in, people see you when they dress. Ah, excuse me, you are from Congo.
Break it down. What is that? Come on. Let's do this now. Yeah. That's what I talk about. Where my samples? 2, 3. Sing for the Congo. Sing for the Congo.
I wish peace in Congo. And I hope our children will see that peace. I wish peace in Congo.